What would happen if Naruto died or gave up his position as Hokage? Who would opt for the position of 8th Hokage? So today, I will rank and analyze what the options to Hokage would be. I must clarify that this video is hypothetical, and it is not official that the future Hokage will be. It is just probability in my personal opinion. The characters will be ranked from lowest to highest probability, based on their power, their intelligence, how much the script helps them, and a good cool mentality to be able to lead Konoha. So the first positions we see are the ones that lack these characteristics the most and are least likely to be Hokages. Let's get started by the worst candidate in this video. It is Kiba Inuzuka. Currently in Boruto, he is part of the Konoha military police and dog trainer. Thanks to the clan he comes from, although he lacks the qualities mentioned above, only it has the power of the script since Kiba has always wanted to be Hokage since he was little, a dream that was taken from him by Naruto Uzumaki. So if the 7th dies, I highly doubt they'll have Kiba since he doesn't have anything to defend the village with. So I put him last because it is highly unlikely and ridiculous that Kiba would become the 8th Hokage. Next candidate could be Choji Akamichi. He is currently the leader of the Akamichi clan, and although he has put aside training, and I am aware that his power in his base form is not to be able to defend the village with his life. But let's remember that Choji can use the power of butterfly mode, with which his power increases a lot, and it would be the minimum power that a Kage, since we remember that currently in Boruto, the other Kage are not too strong, except for Gaara. Therefore, since Choji meets a minimum of power and also does not meet any other characteristics to be Hokage, I place him in the lowest positions, just like Kiba. It is ridiculous to think of him as a Hokage. We continue with Sai Yamanaka. Currently, I see him as a viable option, leader of the Abu hunters and a second right hand of the 7th Hokage. Sai was presented to us as a powerful, cold, and calculating shinobi at the beginning of the Naruto Shippuden series. He is talented, but due to the training he had in the roots, and since he is not very expressive, I doubt that he will be able to take command and lead the village of Konoha. Besides that, currently in power, he is not very prominent when it comes to being able to defend the village in case of an Akatsuki level attack. That is why he is in the lower ranks to become Hokage. Now, we are going with a character that will surely surprise you, and I'm talking about the legendary Sannin, Orochimaru. Orochimaru currently lives in a location on the shores outside of the Leaf Village, he being watched over by the high-ranking ninja Yamato. I'm aware that Orochimaru continues to generate fear in those who remember what he did in the past, but the new generation is not so afraid of him anymore. Even Metal Lee's team went to his house for Orochimaru to sign a certificate for them, autograph. So it seems that Orochimaru is no longer a bad person, and fulfills all the characteristics, but there is a reason why I do not put him higher in the top. First reason, I doubt Orochimaru will accept the position, because he is focused more on his experiments, and secondly, he was a deserter from Konoha, who killed the 3rd Hokage, and I doubt the feudal lords would approve of him as 8th Hokage. We continue with Rock Lee. Currently in Boruto, he is part of the military police, along with Kiba, and despite the fact that Lee has lost a lot of prominence, and we know that the script is not on his side, let us remember that he has the power to officially open even the 6th inner gate, and maybe he can already open up to the 8th gate. So in power, if he meets the necessary characteristics, but in the help of the script is that the poor man is one of the most affected. Also, in mentality and coldness, Lee does not meet these requirements. He is very impulsive in addition to being more clumsy than the 7th Hokage, and this is the reason why he is not higher in the ranking. We continue with Tsunade. If you are probably thinking that she can't be the 8th Hokage, I know, but let me explain. In the event that Naruto died, and in a hypothetical case, Kakashi did not want to be Hokage again, and they did not find a suitable candidate, although the probability is low, it could be that Tsunade at 70 years old accepted the position as Hokage. I don't think age is an obstacle since we saw Hiruzen and Oniki being Kages at a very advanced age. I know it's a far-fetched hypothesis, but even though she's quite old, she's still very strong. She's already been a Hokage, so she would lead the village correctly. Even as I say, it is an unlikely option, because there are candidates much younger and more willing than her, and she has already lost her 106 centimeters. But if Konoha needed her services, she would surely be the Hokage again. We continue with Sarada Uchiha. She is currently very young, so I don't think she will become the 8th Hokage, but over the years, she would train and improve to qualify for the 9th Hokage, but there is also another hypothesis. In the strange case that Naruto died in several years, Sarada would have already trained and would be quite strong. I wish she could get the Mangekyo Sharingan, plus the 100 healings. I know it would be a really powerful combination. In that case, she more or less would meet almost all the criteria, since the script also wanted to be Hokage from the beginning, and an 8th Hokage who is a woman would be very nice. Let's continue with the one who is already a Hokage. Well, rather Hokage in the shadows. Sasuke Uchiha. He is currently a vigilante and defender of the village in the shadows, and apart from the fact that he is looking for information from the Otsutsuki clan, or rather he was looking, because they took away the Rinnegan, and his power level was quite affected, but he still has the requirement to be able to defend Konoha. He has the help of the script. In fact, during the Fourth Great War, he said he wanted to be Hokage. He also has a cold mentality to be able to analyze the things, but what happens here is that Sasuke's mentality is that he still has not forgiven himself. Being colder than it takes to be Hokage, a clear example was Gaara, who had a very cold mentality, but managed to overcome his past, and Sasuke is still not 100% over it. And another possible reason is that despite the fact that many ninjas would postulate Sasuke as the next Hokage, the feudal lords would not accept him, despite the fact that he is the strongest and indicated for the position, due to all his past, and in addition to the fact that he could rekindle the war in the nations, due to the distrust that it could generate. That's why Sasuke is in this position in the ranking. We continue with one of the ones that I think may be more viable, and I'm talking about the return of the 6th Hokage, Kakashi Hatake. This shinobi, who can now almost be considered a retired ninja, obviously Kakashi meets all the requirements to hold the position of Hokage again, as Hiruzen did when Minato died. But Kakashi is already a certain age, and now what he wants is to rest and be in the hot springs. Although I doubt very much that he will refuse to accept it if the time comes, due to the appreciation that the high commands have for the great work he did as Hokage, and that his name is still a legend in the ninja world. I sincerely believe that out of respect, they would discard him so that he could rest. But at this point in the ranking, Kakashi has a very high chance of being the 6th Hokage again. We continue with Sakura Haruna, possibly the most hated character in all of Naruto, although I don't understand why. The power of the script was very decisive with Sakura, since Kishimoto made her have a happy ending with her beloved Sasuke of hers, so she has the help of the script. Talk about strength, she is currently the most powerful kunoichi in the shinobi world, beside having a good mentality to be Hokage. She has matured a lot despite the fact that in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, she was someone who only cried and did not have much self-confidence. You probably think, why? Why is Sakura so high in the ranking? Let me explain. She is the strongest kunoichi, even surpassed her teacher Tsunade, who was the 5th Hokage, and was her right hand, so she knows the task of Hokage. If she is not the best, she is the 2nd best medical ninja. She was trained by the 6th Hokage, and is a close friend of the 7th. The script is very in favor. She is considered the smartest shinobi behind Shikamaru. Summoning her Katsuya could protect the village, in case of being attacked. And lastly, she has enormous chakra reserves because she has been accumulating chakra for years. Sakura would be a very balanced Hokage in terms of strength and intelligence. Besides that, she would have Sasuke, who would watch over her life constantly, and the help of Shikamaru. For all those reasons, she ranks 3rd. We continue with the 2nd best candidate to be the 8th Hokage, and I'm talking about Konohamaru Sarutobi. I would really place Konohamaru several places lower, because personally, Konohamaru does not meet the requirements mentioned throughout the video. He only has the love of the fandom towards his character. If we talk about how powerful he is, he's not someone really strong, having many difficulties which a Kage could easily defeat. If we talk about his mentality, he is quite mature, but in my opinion he still has a long way to go to become Hokage. But I put him in the 2nd position due to the help of the script. Since he was little, he wanted to be Hokage. He's the grandson of the 3rd Hokage. He made a promise to Naruto that he would become Hokage, and to add to this, there are many people who want Konohamaru to be the 8th Hokage. We already know how much of the fandom affects the script. That's why he's in 2nd place. Although he could use some training on his Mount Miyaboku to master Konohamaru's long-awaited Sage Mode, it would also be cool if he signed the Blood Pact to be able to summon the Monkey Inma, just like his grandfather. And well, as you expected, the number 1 candidate, and most likely to be the 8th Hokage in my opinion, is Shikamaru Nara. Currently in Boruto, he is the right hand of the 7th Hokage, and the person who stays in charge of the village when Naruto Uzumaki has things to do as Hokage. He already knows everything works, he has a good mentality to be Hokage. For some, he is considered the most intelligent shinobi that has ever existed, and really good in power is where Shikamaru fails. But in my opinion, all the lack in combat he makes up for with his intelligence. For these reasons, Shikamaru is positioned as the best candidate to become the 8th Hokage in my opinion. Although the future Hokage would need to cover his weaknesses with the previous names, either by power and strength to protect the village or intelligence and strategy to carry out decisions. They would be like Naruto and Shikamaru. One has the power and the other intelligence. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Make sure to hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell to be notified every time we upload. Put in the comments who you would like to see a video on next, and we'll see you in another video. Goodbye.